Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Black Man's Thoughts. It's kind of late. Shout out to my Ohio, my Ohio people, Cleveland, Warren, Ohio, Youngstown, Akron, Dayton. What's up, man? We in the building. All right. Eric Costa done it again. He done it again. Um, he done went out there. Brockers went back to the Rams. We talked about it yesterday. He had a situation where they couldn't get a hold of him, and he didn't basically they were afraid about the deal. He went back to the Rams. I think it's kind of fishy, but oh well. So Eric went out there and signed Derek Wolfe, formerly of the Denver Broncos. Now, what's the thought about Derek? What is the difference between Broncos and Derek Wolfe? Broncos, I think, uh, really is a run stuffer. He's somebody go out there, get into the trenches. He's gonna beat you down, big dude. He's gonna go out there and he's gonna stuff the run. Now we needed that. We needed somebody to go out there and stuff the run. But at the same time, if you think about it, we have Michael Pierce. And I think that Michael Pierce is really a better run stuffer than Brockers. So, what would be the difference? The question now is there a difference between Michael Brockers stuffing the run on Michael Pierce? I personally would have Michael Pierce. So, to me, it was a good signing. I was happy that he signed Brockers, especially losing Pierce. But I think I'm more happier with Wolf. Now, the thing about the difference between them is Wolf is more pass a pass rusher. He's more athletic. He's going to get out the quarterback on passing downs. Now, I think that's where the difference between Eric DeCosta and Ozzie Newsome is, or we talked about it before, is about Ozzie Newsome was stuck in 1990s football. He was stuck in the 90s, give the ball, running back 20, 25 carries a game, run it down your throat. But if you think about it, besides Terrell Suggs, and remember when we signed Doom, we really didn't draft somebody that was a pass rushing specialist. We haven't had that formidable, that like, oh man, he's the next coming. I think, and then we just kept signing all these big blocky dudes that just wasn't as athletic. And then when we had him, like Timmy Jernigan, it was like, oh, he didn't fit it. But Timmy Jernigan was a pass rushing guy. You know what I mean? Then we let Zadarius Smith go, a pass rushing guy. We let Pernell McPhee, a pass rushing guy. We let these guys go that we was grooming, and we was keeping these big blocky guys that wasn't getting after the pass rusher. So if you look at Pernell McPhee, if you look like Wormley, if you look like Pierce, if you look at Brandon Williams, it's like a combined total sack of what, like all those people's like what, six. You know what I mean? Where you have Derek Wolfe, who gonna go out there, he's gonna get you 5 or 6 himself. You know what I mean? So I think that is the difference between Eric DeCosta and Ozzie Newsome, as I think that Eric DeCosta has that younger mind where he's trying to get it, he's playing 2015 ball, where in the sense of everything is passing. Let's get after the pass. And we need to focus on pass rush. And I think it's very interesting of this signing. Now, let me slow it down a bit because everybody was like, oh, Wolf, 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 Wolf. Well, we have to keep in mind. Now he's good. He worked really good, really well with Von Miller. He's very athletic, can do stunts. But the thing about Wolf has always been his his health. And as Ravens fans, we all know that there was that one year when we had like 20 people on like IR, and so that's still kind of a touchy situation. It's still too fresh for us to be like, oh, we're not worried about it. Nah, bro. That's what kind of scares us. I think he's a great feeling uh if you have golly, it's late, the signing that we just had from Jacksonville. You have Calais Campbell. If you have Brandon Williams and you have Derek Wolfe, that's a formidable get after the damn ball, get after the pass. What if Derek Wolfe? I think Derek Wolfe would be a nice filling gap. It's a 1 year deal, 6 million, I think. And I think what this would do is like, okay, I think he's better than Pernell McPhee right now. He still has a lot more. This is a prove it year where I think that Pernell McPhee, he had what, 3 sacks, 3.5 sacks last year, which isn't too bad, but I think he's going to be a definitely upgrade. He's going to be a more consistent, more like teams are going to have to say, hey, this guy can really get after it. So we have to game plan against him a little bit more. So I like the signing. I think he'll be somebody who's definitely an upgrade from Wormley. But the problem is he hasn't been healthy. So let's go down the line. So he hasn't played 16 games since 2014. Since 2014, he hasn't played 16 games. Last year he played 12. No, I take that. I take that back. I take that back. He's played 16 games in 2018, but that was the first time since 2014. So he's always had an injury bug, but he's a good player. So let's look at some stats. Okay, so the last 5 years, he's had uh, 2015 13 QB hits, uh, 5 sacks. 2016, 5.5 sacks, just like 2015, both 5.5 sacks. Then he had QB hits, he had 19. Then when he wasn't playing as many, then 2017, he had 2 sacks, 6 QB hits. 2018, 1.5 sacks, 6 QB hits. And then last year, 2019, he had 7 sacks, which is as high as he's ever had, but 12 QB hits. So the highest he's ever had was 7 sacks. So he's not going to be a double digit guy, but I think he's going to be somebody that teams definitely have the game plan against because he has the opportunity to get out the pass rush, and you don't know when he's going to do it. So I like the signing. I think it's a good signing. I'm happy Eric did it. You know what? I think it's really good. I would sign him. I would have signed him for like 2 years. I hope he comes back the following year simply because of this. I think he's going to be a nice teacher for whoever we pick up in the draft. You have an AJ Espinoza. I always mess this guy's name up. AJ Espinoza. I think he would be great to learn from Derek Wolfe. Great on how to, stop the run. Work on that motor. I think he's a would be definitely Espinoza. But in son, AJ. I don't know. I keep messing his name up. But I think he would be great to learn from. I've pushed him the last 2 videos. I think he'll be a great signing. Even if you had uh Gross Matos, that'd be a great person to learn from. Calais Campbell, Derek Wolfe, and Judon. I mean, you would have some really, really good people to learn from. So I like the signing. Um, you know what? I'll be honest with you. What we gave Wolf is definitely a better deal than what we was giving Brockers. I mean, give Brockers all that money to be a run stuffer. We might as well kept Pierce. You know what I mean? But the problem is, in this day and age, with the talent of these offensive coordinators, man, you just can't have we're gonna have two big run stuffers that can't get after the quarterback because you have a situation where you have Brandon Williams and Pierce. They were specializing on run stuffer, and look what Chubbs did. Look what the Titans running back did, Henry. And then on top of that, would then couple that with still can't even get out to the pass rusher. So it was almost like your waste. Like when it works, it works. When it works, it looks great to have those two big bodies of Pierce and Brandon Williams in there. But when it don't work, and now they're really definitely one dimensional and can't even stop the run, it looks a lot worse. So I like this. I like that we got Wolf. I think is a great year, a great signing by Eric Costa. I hope that it pans out. I hope he stays healthy. I hope he at least gives us 13, 14 games. If he can give us 13, 14 games, that'd be perfect. And simply because I know for a fact that we're going to draft a pass rusher, whether that's a defensive end or whether that's a outside linebacker, it doesn't matter because we know that Jalen Ferguson is big enough to play uh, that technique that Wolf is playing. We know that he's big enough to do that. We know that Judon can play it. We know we have the players to fill the roles, and we probably going to sign somebody else as well. So I definitely think that we're going to fill out the roster pretty good. But a lot of people was like, hey, let's go get a middle linebacker. But I'm like, well, I'm definitely down with a middle linebacker, but we definitely have to address this doggone right guard situation and backup center. If Murky or Murky, whatever his name is, if he's the starting center, well, who's the backup? And then who's the right guard? That's what I'm worried about. That's where I think that, Eric now has to you know, turn to say, hey, we need to get somebody in there. And if we do draft somebody, will we be able to trust them? Will we be able to trust them in the trenches? Because we know that this is a playoff football team. And unless we shit the bed and completely miss the playoffs, where I just don't see it happening, unless we somebody, you know, most high forbid, get hurt and we're just like shit our luck, we can definitely say, hey, we got a good chance of returning to the playoffs. And would you trust a rookie center or rookie guard on holding it down? Unless he's like a high pick, unless we know damn he's gonna be a damn bulldozer out there. So I just think that we have to pump our brakes because we're like, oh, now go out there and get Clay Matthews and go out there and get all these defensive players. But I'm like, yo, let's hold up, because I was talking to somebody on Facebook on Twitter today, and I asked a question: is Sammy Walker still available? And it was like, yeah, I think the Chiefs are trying to resign him. Resign him. Well, wait a minute. Let's turn this shit into a bidding war, because put this like this: you have Hollywood on one side, Boykins, Sneed, and Sammy Watkins. That's one hell of a tandem right there. I trust Sammy Watkins over Sneed. I trust Sammy Watkins over Boykins. I know that for damn sure. Hey, why not slide up in them DMs and like, yo, Sammy, what's up, big head? So I definitely try to reach out to Sammy Watkins before he signs that deal and be like, hey, man, it's a good culture over there. So I thought that was interesting that Sammy Watkins is still out there and he's looking to go back to the Chiefs. But hell, it's a business. If you can go out there and persuade him that, hey, this is a better option, then I think that we should turn to that and say, hey, let's look at Sammy Watkins, especially since we got a little bit more cap room since Brockers fell through. And then people like, let's trade for Derek Brandon Cooks. I don't know. I mean, let me see. Brandon Cooks, 5'10", 185. Um, I like Brandon Cooks. He would do good, but sometimes we have to worry about would he fit in that division. You know, could Brandon? I'm a big AFC North guy in the sense of it's a very physical defense, physical. Um, I think Brandon Cooks would be great, but we have a Sneed, and is he the same as Hollywood? Would he fill the same words of same void as what Hollywood and Snead is going to do combined, or would he offer something different? That's what I think. I think he's a talented receiver. I would love to have him, but I wouldn't trade for him. I wouldn't trade no first round, no second round, no third round for him. Well, I wouldn't trade it for him. I think that what we're building and the young players we have on offense, I think that we're smart enough. Eric is smart enough to say, you know what, we can get that type of production from somebody else for cheaper, without having to change, without having to mortgage the future on something. Because at some point in time we're going to have to sign who? Lamar Jackson, um, Andrews, and our cornerbacks. We'll have to sign them, and it's going to be very damn expensive. So you know what? Overall, man, get back to it, man. I like the signing of Wolf. I like where we're going, but I do think we have to turn to this offense and say it's time to address some depth on the offense. Our defense is stacked. Yeah, we can definitely use a middle linebacker, especially since Bynes signed. I want to say to the Bengals, but what about this right guard? What about the center? And what about some more receivers? And you know, Boykins is a good receiver, but as you've seen last year, he wasn't quite ready to run receiver in the NFL. So we're like, let's sign a receiver. Let's go get Mims. But what if Mims is the same way? And we still have another receiver who's not quite ready. That's why I would say, hey, you might want to slide up in Sammy Walker's DM. Hey, big head, was good. You know, so I like the signing. I think that Wolf is going to be good for us. You know, I saw his workout doing some, some dumbbell workouts. Um, you know, I, I'm excited. It just seems like he's going to be motivated. He's going to be definitely motivated to get after it, and let's see what's going to happen, man. And hey, black man's thoughts. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, hit the notification button if you want me to talk about certain things. Holla at me. Um, just shoot me a message. All right, man. Peace.